Welcome, dear friend. I am Maya, and I share my journey of simple living here in the mountains through simple mountain life. Today, I'd like to tell you how this adventure began, a story that changed my path and might spark something in your own heart. My story begins 3 years after I arrived in Vilcabamba, seeking a more sustainable life. Living in town of Vilcabamba brought its own kind of magic. My then husband and I created vibrant art show that blossomed into joyful town celebration. We secured our residency visas, and from the outside, our life seems transformed. Yet inside, I felt lost and lonely. Even in my marriage, something was still missing. Then I heard the news that would change everything. The mountaintop I had always loved was for sale. October 31st, 2012, the morning started clear and bright. Standing on the mountaintop with the land's owner, nature herself seemed to mark the moment. Thick fog rolled in, and within minutes, everything beyond arm's reach disappeared into white. My heart was pounding. Looking back then, when I left to New York City, I cut up all my credit cards, freeing myself from the monthly chase of bills, seeking a more natural way of living. Now standing here, I wondered, could this be the place? Back then, as the fog rolled in, I saw it as a sign from beyond. Now I know these mountain mists are common, yet that moment still holds its magic. Standing on top of the mountain, my heart ached with a strange familiarity. This wasn't just another plot of land for sale. This was home. I belonged to this mountain. And somehow I felt a flash of excitement forming on my face with these whispers. However, the price was beyond my budget, but something moved me to speak. If you lower the price, I can pay cash tomorrow. The words came out on their own, as if the mountain itself was negotiating through me. They said that sometimes reckless but heartfelt words can reach the other person's heart. Miraculously, he agreed. 16 years ago, I stood at this entrance of Vilcabamba with 3 suitcases, a small cosmopolitan village nestled in the Andes, fresh from the street of New York City. The moment I saw that welcome sign, chills ran through my body. Every inch of my skin tingled with goosebumps. Sometimes in life, you just know deep in your bones when you are exactly where you meant to be. 6 months after shaking hands with the land's owner, the deed was still tangled in a bureaucracy. But my dream couldn't wait. The previous owner looked at me and said words that still echo in my heart. Maya, this land is already yours. Why don't you just start building your house now? With just $4,500 left after buying the mountain, I decided to build a simple hut. Yes, that was all I had, but sometimes that's all you need. Then the doubts began creeping in. I was alone by then, without a husband to call for help. The plans, the cost, the solitude, everything seemed overwhelming. My mind became a tangle of worried thoughts. Then came the wake-up call. A wise friend listened to my old fears and doubts. then said simply, "Wake up and get on with it. No one else will build your dream for you, Maya." His words cut deep at first, but they held truth. What was I expecting? Someone else to build my home for me? I must stop hesitating and whining, but pull myself together and start building, one step at a time. I determined to pull it through. On April 2nd, 2013, construction began. The previous owner and his brothers graciously helped me create a simple adobe home in the traditional Ecuadorian style. That night, I dreamed of dancing on this mountain, free as a little girl, filled with pure joy. Now, 13 years later, I understand what that dream meant. To find this peace, I had to shed many layers of ego and fears, like a snake releasing its old skin. Sometimes the most extraordinary things in life begin with one ordinary step. Yes, the mountain chose me, but I also had to choose it back. As I look back on these memories, I am reminded of the importance of keeping a beginner's mind, seeing each day here with fresh eyes, just as I did back then. Some might see this mountaintop as isolated, like an island in the sky. But here I discovered the freedom I was searching. And every morning when I wake up here, I know it was right choice. Thank you again for watching. The story will be continued. If you like my content, please subscribe my channel and stay tuned for the next story.